Hey guys, what's up today? I'm going to be talking about basically level 50 PvP, some things that I've actually learned about doing 50 PvP that I wish I would have known when I was like just starting out and stuff, just starting out my character. But as you can see here, level 50 have like 95 damage, which is pretty good, 27 resist and 17 accuracy. What I usually like to rock is the basically hat, robe, boots, wands, a theme, amulets, and rings, all from Malisair. These are the top, like the tier 1 Malisair robes, boots. It gives pretty good stats. It lets you dual school a little bit if you want. Like, for example, it gives you 11 IS damage and 9 life, and it also gives you the 12 IS 12. Yeah, so it just gives you like pretty good dual schooling if you want. As we can see here, I don't have the best dual school stats. I mean, the 95 damage is just way better than like 40 damage on like ice and stuff. Um, but that's just like the gear that I suggest for the that's free, obviously, just because like you can just farm Alistair, you get it done and stuff like that. But something that I didn't actually realize was there's um, PvP stat limits to level 50 PvP. You can actually only go up to 87 damage, and you can only go up to 35 resist. So if you're looking at Jade, then that's not going to be a thing. And if you're looking to just have a whole bunch of damage because you're like a Storm Wizard or something, then you got to limit that as well. So 87 damage total. So basically, if I go to PvP right now and I try to get into a fight, 8 of this damage is going to be negated. It's just going to be wasted, basically. So, also, you can't critical in um, Grandmaster PvP, and so that means blocking is basically useless as well. Um, the piercing isn't limited, so you can have as much as you want of that, but you are a level 50 as well. So, but something that I learned from the stat curves is the pet. Usually the OG pet is, this is a fail even if it was the OG pet, but usually the OG pet is 3 damage, damage, you gotta resist, and then this is like spell defy or something, and then this would be like a random, like, maybe armor breaker or something, something to give you like a little bit pierce. Okay. Okay, so what I've seen works best for PvP is just this. You have the 10 damage, the 6 damage. Realistically, this would be Pain Giver, Spell Defy, and then you have the Balanced Sniper. Realistically, if you want to have the OG pet, then you would have like a Pain Giver instead of this, except the Pain Giver literally doesn't do anything because it just negates damage. So you might as well have a little bit more accuracy there, or you could have like Pippo Plenty or something like that, or Armor Breaker. Um, that's just like, I think, the ideal pet. If you really want to go further, you just have the Balance Dealer, Spell Proof, Spell Defy, Sniper, and no Balance Giver, and you would have Armor Breaker as well, so maybe like this would be Armor Breaker or something. Just because you would have less than 87 damage, but you would also like not get that 2 damage like chipped off or something. Definitely go to the kiosk ASAP. Browse, go here, search of the palette talents. I like to do spell proof and balance sniper because that's just like you can see all the pets and stuff. Like, oh, this one's actually a pretty decent one. Just because it gives the dealer and the giver and stuff. So it kind of like shows you exactly. It's usually 100,000, so it is a little bit expensive, but there is a place that you can farm, and I'll go over that later in the video for gold. But it's usually if you have like a higher level character. Now that we've gone over the stats for level 50 PvP, we can go over something I strongly recommend avoiding because it just wasted a bunch of my time. But so what I thought when mentally thinking of that top level 50 PvP character was he has like all the spells a level 50 PvP person can get. So that included all the lore master spells. like samurai, um, ninja piglets, um, and then just like the savage paw as well. Well, that's the balanced ones. Like the other ones would be like the Athena, Grendel's Amends, stuff like that. But most of these spells you can craft, and instead of just getting them dropped by the lore master, because it actually saves a lot of time statistically. But what I've learned is you actually can't craft them if you're level 50 PvP, or if you're level 50. And you're thinking, well, actually you can, because you can just lock your level and then you'll be chilling. But I thought the same thing as well. And guess what I did? I went to well, a little backstory. To be able to craft the spells, you have to be legendary. Let's see if I can see it. A legendary. Okay, yeah, a legendary artisan. And you're like, okay, I can do that. So you go through all the crafting stuff, and then you get to Celestia, finish the crafting one. But the thing is, once you're level 50, I have to lock my experience, so I locked it. And once I finished Celestia, I was like, okay. So I went to Merle Ambrose, and he didn't have a quest for me. I was like, okay, that's a little weird. So I teleported to my like mark and stuff, because I marked in Safaria because like I had a friend go there and stuff, so I could like get the quest. But I went to Safaria after I completed Celestia, and it didn't like have anything. As you can see here, the only quest I have is to just a Grizzlime quest, and I have literally no other like main quest, because this would be a, let's see if I can main, yeah, okay, that actually didn't help, but because it has a star right here. But so I looked it up and I was like, why am I not getting into Savario when I just completed Celestia, locking all my XP? And I realized you have to be level 58 at least to start Zafaria. And I was like, there is no way I have to do that, because that means that if you're doing level 50 PvP, you cannot craft the lore master spells unless you can buy them in Mushu. But I like, after I figured this out, I was like, there's no way. There has to be like a loophole around it. And like the only loophole that I've thought of so far is just buying them in the crown shop. Not like buying the actual cards, but buying the spellments, like a spellment pack and stuff. Like I believe, let's see, it was Syria 1, somewhere around here. It gives the Ninja Piglet spellments. I've been thinking about doing like a pack opening and stuff to like get like an accurate representation for you guys about like the chances of actually like getting spellments, and like how much packs it would open to like actually get a spell. But yeah, that's for another time. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure the only free way to get the lore master spells is to farm the lore master person yourself, which is going to take a while, because you don't get your school specific spell. It's just, well, you do, but like it's just random, and so that's just like always the L. But basically what I found out is gotta do the spell limits in the crown shop for that. But that's something, if you really want to get the top 50 PvP, then like that's something you can do. But don't craft through all Celestia, locking your XP, just to realize that you can't go past Celestia. Another thing I greatly advise is, usually when I was questing and stuff up to level 50, I kind of just did main quests. As you can see here, I have a ton of quests, and they're just like all side quests and stuff that I never really finished. But what I would advise is to do all of Zeke's quests that he gives you, and that is like just the Mushu, just yeah, every single quest, like the Smiths, Lizards, the Cats. Just because it gives you a training point, and you can use those training points for one reason. Well, I like to use them for one reason. Personally, I trained up Ice for my secondary school or something, if you want to call it that, just for the gambits at level 40. Because it takes around, I'm pretty sure it was like 7 or 8 turning points to get these or something. I might be wrong. It might be like somewhere closer to 10, but it takes like a decent bit. So if you can get like, if you can train up a certain school, and just like get those 2 gambits for the more versatility, then like that would be very ideal. Because now I can like have the balanced ones, and I can have these ones as well, just in case. But and then also gives you like stuff like stun block as well. You can train, and just other school spells that you like prefer as well. Like maybe you're not a balance, and you're like, oh, I want to train weakness and stuff. So you can train weakness as well. Um, and it only takes like, honestly, I'd say maybe 10 minutes max to do each quest, because I'd advise just looking it up, on like just being like, oh, Zeke's Oysters Wizard 1-1, and then it'll like there'll be a couple of links to be like, oh, it'll show you the exact location. All you do is go to the location and then complete it. Once in a while there'll be like an oyster, like a smith or something, in like a dungeon, so you'll have to do like 80% of the dungeon to do it. But that's if you haven't already got the oyster from that place yet. Yeah, so it's not that hard. I'd advise to do it if you're like a really serious about level 50 PvP. So this is where I like to do my gold farming. Right now I'm in Grizzleheim in Vesterland, I'm pretty sure is how you say it. Yeah, Vesterland. And I'm on my 143 myth character, so a little high, but basically this is the Hall Fang's cave, and I mean, basically you just go in. If you're not high level, if you're not like a high level character, you could do this as well, even with like a lower level. But the thing is, it would just be harder to do. Since I'm level 143, I can basically just like one-shot these with my Dragoon Amulet and stuff. They have about like 1,500 damage, so if you can like one-shot them, that would be ideal. But basically all you do is just like fight them, and then the reason why this is so good at gold farming is because of the stuff he drops. He drops like really good amulets that you can sell for 8,000 gold at the bazaar, which is crazy, especially if you're like level 4 or something like I was. But yeah, so basically you just defeat him, and then you just go in, go out, go in, go out, and then until your backpack runs out, and then go to the bazaar and just spend your gold. Or what I like to do is, since I don't need the gold on this character, what I do is I just go back home. Let's see here. Like this is worth about 2,400. I mean, I think 2,400 as well. So I can sell those for about 5,000. 5,000 gold for just like a minute of farming is like so good. And then I would just go back in and then keep on going at it. But after like my backpack's full, I would just go home, transfer to my shared bank, and just go on my other guy that needed the gold, go to the shared bank, get those items out in my backpack, and then just go to bazaar and sell them. Something I'd advise to do is only do your main quest when you have your pet you would like to train up equipped. For example, I don't have my storm egg equipped right now because I'm on my storm guy, which is pretty low level, but so I'm not going to do my main quest on this character, because my main quests give you 4 pet XP each quest you complete, and even though that doesn't sound like a lot, it actually is, because it just builds up. And also another bonus to questing with your pet that you're training up is just every single time you level up, your energy goes back to full, and then you can start playing a game to train it up more. And then after that, you can just keep on going back to questing. If you're questing with your friends or some other random people, then what I'd advise to do is, if your energy is at like full or something, and you're about to level up, then what I'd advise to do is lock your level, so your level stays the same, and then that way you don't waste the energy that you already had, and you can instead, once you go back to the once you're done questing with your buddies and stuff, then you can go here, play a couple of games, and then once you're 0 energy, you can unlock your overflow experience, and then so you can level up again, get another full energy bar, and then it's basically a free potion, except you can get it for free. Yeah, so, uh, but that's my advice for just the main things I've learned from level 50 PvP. I go ahead and leave a like, and if you have any experience with level 50 PvP, or if you have any tips or something you'd like to give as well, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I'd love reading your comments and stuff, and like seeing what you guys think as well. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and see you guys later. To um, s- Safari. I went to Safari. What? That doesn't sound right. Safari? Zafari. Zafaria.